Welcome to the Sound for More channel. It's Leo speaking. Today I have the pleasure to introduce you and demonstrate to you Magma from K Devices, which is a memory warper and propagator, but we'll talk about that in a second. Before I continue, I would like to remind my viewers to subscribe as it helps with growing the channel. Thank you very much. And indeed, also check if the giveaway is still active, just going into the video description. And if you want to participate and winners are not announced, then follow the instruction on the video description. Thank you. Okay, so what is Magma? Well, it's something between a micro looper, perhaps a little bit like a granular engine, and perhaps a sustainer, a little bit of all of those, and depending, of course, on the settings. As you can see, the interface, the UI, is quite nice, neat, simple, and to some extent minimalistic, but quite effective. So let's go through it, and let's try it with a upright piano, which I have here, and then I have actually a file player playing just a little bit of a composition done in another app in iOS to show you a little bit more how Magma works. So the concept is very simple. It constantly is recording input into a short buffer, which you define the size here, and then it plays them back, but blending them at different point in times. And you can change the persistence here with this memory dial. You can also freeze it here in time. You can freeze the input, which is equivalent to have the memory at 100%. The input can be raw, like so, or if it's not raw, you can have it going through an envelope. So you can change the density here in terms of the buffer size and also the rate, which will create a change in pitch. And then you can cut and boost low frequency or high frequency. And then you have these effectively distortion, which also add saturation at high level. And then you can balance between the mid channel and the side channel, for example, to have more of a stereo effect on the side channel. And then you have two controls here for wet and dry, so you can balance how much you want of the wet signal versus the dry signal. Down here you have different type of skins, and then here you can enable or disable the help, which is really nice. For example, click and hold here, and it says at the bottom, remember audio from the past, blended with the present, or size, it says set the buffer's length. Smaller values are then set, so quite nice to remind you how it works. At the top you have a simple selection of factory preset here. You can copy them and paste them. Of course, you can go to the previous preset here and to the next preset there. Okay, so let's see how it works first on a piano, and then let's go through, as I said, on a prepared track. So now I'm introducing with signal, right? Let's have it roll. You can hear the amplitude is going up, so be careful, and that is because it's not going through that envelope. Now let's change the size of the buffer. This sounds more like a typical reverb, right? The higher value, of course, are very different compared to a lower value where you hear more the grains, and it gives you more of a sense of these air type of effect. Here you can change the rate, which will create a change in pitch. Double click, of course, to get back to the default settings. Let's boost a low and a high frequency. And cut, of course. You can hear I cut the low frequencies there. Let's boost the high frequency. And cut them. And let's add some distortion. You can hear the amp is going up as well. Now let's change the balance between mid and side channel. Really nice. And now let's try the memory. You can hear it's taking a long time before that sound disappears in the background. I hope you have headphones to hear that. And of course, if you click this button, you actually freeze the input. And you, of course, click on it again to let go. So, now that you know how it works, I think the best thing to do in terms of actually learning a little bit how it sounds like, and particularly when you have it on a different settings, is actually to try it on a sample file like this one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going now not to talk too much, and I'm going to play that sample file, and then I'm going to change the parameters on Magma, and I'm going to show you different effects that you can create, okay? So pay attention where I change the dials using the cursor you can see on the screen. good idea of what Magma can do. It's truly amazing. You can also create some very, very interesting drone type of sounds. Okay, I hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Bye.